Edward. How are you?
Hello, Will. Thank you so much for your interest today, man.
Oh, of course. Thanks for joining me and congrats on this latest project of yours.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was great. Of course.
Good. Good. Not
Oh,
of course. I mean, some things, some
no, it
things that
was,
affect us more than others.
yeah, I'm a sucker for, these sports redemption tales, but I think even if you're not a sports movie fan, I think it's very, relatable and inspiring. So it was great. And yeah, and I loved your performance as Abel. As sort of the wise man dealing with Eric Dane and KJ and keeping everyone, under control. So could you sort of talk about Abel and how you approach the character and, running this business and how you sort of fit into the story, on sort of an emotional level and, as a mentor and all that?
Yeah, I mean, basically, Eric Dane's character of Dean and KJ Apa, who both do extraordinarily great work, as does Maya Rafiko, who plays the love interest. She's great. They're all dysfunctional. And the most dysfunctional one is Abel. And he's the oldest and the wisest, but also has gone through so much damage in his life. And you learn about it. And you see how incredibly difficult it is to live your dream. And at the same time, while pursuing your dream, you have to understand, defining moments in your life that change your dream and changes you as a human being. And it really deals with self-respect and self-esteem and self-worth and the addiction that people have. And it deals with, my character really, really spawns very powerful unity factor in the process, but it doesn't work. These people have to find it on their own. I express my thoughts and my understandings and my wisdom, but it fall on deaf ears all the time. And that's usually what happens. And we as viewers of the movie get to understand that, wow, man, if that guy only had listened just a little bit to what Abel was saying, it would have come out a different way. And his choices would have been different. But that's the whole idea of living your life and understanding yourself and, personal stories. The story that Wes leads, which is the son,
Right.
is really intense and very, very good, but it's very intense. And he's a young man that has gone through a lot, and he's just getting out of prison when you see him and the movie starts. And the reason for him getting out of prison is because he was racing for money to try to stay alive. And he was in the military, and he gets thrown out of the military. But I got to tell you, I'm not giving away a storyline. What I'm giving you is a sense of understanding that the people that you're going to meet are people that you know and that you understand. And that's what makes it a beautiful movie. And I think that Kelly, by writing it and directing it, has done an extraordinary job, because it's a world that not too many people know about.
Yeah.
This is a world that a very fast world.
Yeah.
That when these kids are riding around a couple of 100 miles an hour on the track, it's one thing to practice this. How do you practice this?
Yeah.
You'll see it. How they go out in the field and they practice their work that they have to do. But when you go competitive, it's like, what are you talking about? It was bad enough just doing it by yourself and trying to get around as fast as you can from point A to point B. But try to go as fast as you can from point A to point B with other people wanting to go just as fast, if not faster, so that they win. It's really intense.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I can't imagine. I also wanted to ask, while I have you, I'm a huge fan of Battlestar Galactica, one of my favorites. And, it's been 20 years since it premiered. It's a remake of that 70s show. And yet, the show that you were in is, considered one of the greatest of all time. And I was curious, I'd love to hear from you why you think, your show struck such a chord and why it's so beloved, even all these later.
Yeah, it's a story. I think that Ron Moore wrote an extraordinary story, and he used the world to be able to inform us of who we are as people and where our future is. And, I look at it and say, come on, you think that's our future? Yeah, it's one. It could be one, and easily be one. Easily be one. If Musk has his way and builds millions of robots to take over access jobs that we were doing in manual labor and assembly lines and digging and working, and his robots can do that. People will be using them because they're cheaper than he can work them 24/7. And, all of the issues that we have about understanding our future come into play in Battlestar. And if you watch the whole 5 years of episodes, you'll see that, you just better hope that people understand that this story that they did was fantastic. And it's the best usage of television I've been a part of. But I got to tell you, as of right now, this story that I'm on right now, One Fast Move, is the reason why I really believe that people have a good understanding of themselves if they watch this film. Yep. And it's going to be on Prime Video on August 8th, so I hope that they'll tune in.